that point, a wonderful young teenager. Now she is known as Alicia in all of us, and she has been just an comic relief for us. And I just have your attention a few more minutes because one of our teachers is going to speak. And she also was a teenager when she came to Adventures in Learning. And she went on to get her master's degree in English, and she is a wonderful young woman who still teaches at Adventures in Learning. That could be doing a lot more things. So she's also written a book, which is for sale in the hallway, and her name is Nisha Harrison, and here she is.
So as I said, my name is Nisha Harrison, and I've been an employee at Adventures in Learning for about 15 years. When I began working at Adventures in 1998, we were in 2 rooms, and we only catered to first and second graders. Back then, we only had about 15 to 20 students in the program, and as the homework instruction grew, we now have 6 rooms, and we cater through K through 6th grade, and we have about 75 students. I'm sure that you guys know that Adventures in Learning is an after-school educational and enrichment program dedicated to the lives of Long Island children in need of after-school care and instruction. However, I'm here to tell you that this program is so much more. Before I moved to Manhasset, I lived with both of my parents in a house in a middle-class neighborhood. Life was good until one day it wasn't. When my parents divorced, my mother could no longer afford to keep the house, so in one swoop, I not only lost my father, but I lost my house, my friends, and my neighborhood. We moved to a place where my mom could afford, and at that time it was called the housing apartments, or people called it the projects. While my mom was trying to rebuild and provide for us, I became the primary caregiver of my sister and my brother, who was a year younger than me. My morning routine was to get my sister ready for school, as well as myself. Before going to school, I would drop off at the babysitter who would put on the bus, and I would go to school. After school, my sister would go to Adventures in Learning. For me, this program was a tremendous help. It took a lot of responsibility off of me, and at Adventures, I knew my sister was getting well cared for. I knew she was getting her homework done and a nutritious afternoon snack. This program allowed me to have a lot more time for myself, and I was able to play sports. It gave me, only for a couple of hours, the opportunity to be a 13-year-old kid. I was so grateful for that opportunity that when I was looking for an after-school job, I chose Adventures in Learning. I started to work at Adventures in 11th grade, but I soon learned that it was more than just an after-school job. I learned that these children looked up to me, that my opinions and words meant something to them. From that point on, my passion for helping children began. While working at Adventures, I learned that we not only enrich the minds of these young children, but we also build their self-esteem. As a product of this society, I know that these feelings and emotions that these children experience. My experience was a bit different because I was an outsider. Excuse me. Not growing up in Manhasset, these children have the same experiences except on a smaller level. Because of geography, they're leaving their homes where they're the majority and traveling to a school where they're the minority. They're not only the minority with race, but with economic standing, and in some cases with education. When you come from a place where everyone is on the same economic plane as you, and you go to a place every day where others have so much more, it can cause a stigma. You begin to ask yourself why you don't have and why you have to struggle. I see many of my peers let these questions and adversities beat them down and giving up, doing nothing with their lives. I've seen others who want to have so much more that they turn to a life of crime to get it. At Adventures, we work so hard to build up our students. We let them know that the station that they hold now does not have to be the position that they maintain for the rest of their lives. Through education and hard work, they can be successful. I am a product of hard work. I stand before them as proof that it can be done. As the years passed, I went on to receive 3 college degrees and published my first book, The Journey, while still working at Adventures. Many of my friends asked me, Nisha, why are you still working at Adventures? You can go and work at a better job and make more money. My reply is always the same. Yes, I could go get a job that would pay more, but there's no paycheck that can equal the feeling of contentment that comes from being the person that you're meant to be. I feel that I'm meant to be here. I feel as though it's good for the children to see someone who looks like them and has been where they are and are overcoming adversities and succeeding. I need to show them that they can be anything that they want to be, and education is the path to get them there. It has been said that education is the key to unlock the doors of success. At Adventures, we not only have our kids give our kids a key, but we strive to ensure that it's a massive key to unlock any door that they choose. At Adventures, we try to alleviate some of the stresses that these children may face so that they can focus on school. We help many families who don't have food by providing them with food cards. For their families who fall on hard times and can't pay their rent or utility bills, we try to find help to help with that situation. We work with many sports organizations to try to get these kids integrated with other kids in Manhattan. But there are two things that we do at Adventures in Learning that I think is very important. The first thing that we do is that we give the children laptops, and not everyone is able to buy a laptop or a tablet, so having a laptop in the home is very useful, especially when they have working parents who are not able to take them to the library and they get homework that they need to look up on, on the computer, and just having that access is great. The next thing I think is very important that we do at Adventures in Learning is that we send the kids to camp in the summer. And I know you're thinking, what is that? Why is that important? And it made my list because when my mom was going through the rebuilding stage, we didn't go on vacations. We stayed around the neighborhood, and we went to family houses. And my sister used to always be scared to go back to school because she would have to hear the stories of kids who went to Disney or SeaWorld, and she would never have anything exciting to talk about. But when Adventures sent her to camp, she was so excited to go back to school because now she has something to talk about. And I think that by sending these kids to camp, they experience what every other child experiences in this neighborhood by going on vacation. But it also opens up the door to something else. It shows them that there's something other than this small town. There's something other than Manhattan that they can achieve more. And that if they work hard and through education, all the places they go. So I just want to thank you all, and have a good night.
In the Oak Room to my left, we are celebrating the foods of